I will decide what's good for you. And this is not how moving into this new consciousness is about. We have always said that we as the beings will look after you, haven't we?
Yes.
Many of us have wanted to interfere, yet it is about how you all have started to take a different connection into your remembering. We wanted to use the words a different approach, but many of you are stealth-like in your approach. How is this serving me? And if it's serving me, then I'm in service. People play the game very well, yet they're always doing a dance with each other. Yet when one speaks their truth, notice the strength. There is an alignment. There is a connection. Many of you have asked for us to be truthful. Many of you have asked for us to intervene. And we come to you to share with you that you have it all inside of you. So when you talk about the within, we are within you. We are not separate from any of you. We are connected into you. And we have said this before, discernment is key. We had shared with you and Michelle earlier on, when there is a vibration, there is what you humans term goosebumps. You receive the vibration, you receive the essence of the energy. It is a receiving. And it brings a smile to one's heart and face. Many are learning in their own unique way. It is about coming back to the essence of your power, Jill.
So would you say that people could discern truth by the way their body reacts to the goosebumps?
When one is in truth, one is able to say no. When one is in truth, one is able to sense the vibration. Everything is frequency, hence we start off with the crystals and the prisms of light. Everything is in the holder of the records, is it not?
Mm.
So, how many times when the vibration is felt, think of it like this. If you were to go to a rock concert, you most certainly wouldn't enjoy the music. Yet if there was someone else that enjoys that frequency, they align with that frequency, they would enjoy it. Everyone has a uniqueness about themselves. Certain musics, we'll say this again, certain music has a lower vibrational frequency. And those humans that are drawn to that are drawn to the frequency. Do you see how we are not making it wrong or right or judging? Other humans are drawn to a different frequency. When one walks away from a rock concert or an orchestra or watching a ballet, one walks away in a different vibration. And when one is sensing, it is as simple as touch, Jill. Some people don't like to be touched as they have never been touched. Yet the vibration is always, always, always in movement. So when you talk about the truth and receiving goosebumps, you know yourself many times you have received the goosebumps, yet you have questioned them. And here we are saying, here we are, here we are, here we are. And here you are saying, here we are, here we are, here we are. So it is, think of it like this. How are you investing in yourself? Many will feel the frequency and come together. Many will feel the frequency and come together. It is not right or wrong, yet you have all stigmatized each other. You have all learned over time to put one another down, and this is the flip in evolution that you are all currently letting go of. You are more wanting communities, are you not?
So this is basically the shift.
This is the multidimensional shift. This is the ascension. This is the cause and effect. This is the time of truth. This is the time of connection. This is the time of collaboration. The greed was an agreement that has been torn up by the Galactics. We are not wanting greed for humanity no longer. There will be greed, yet not on the scale that you humans are used to. Those that have been greedy, those that have not been in truth and wanted what's good for humanity, are being taken down at the knees, are being guided universally to go through radical change. So everything is always working out. It is your interpretation of how you see it working out.
Thank you for that. What can you tell us about the rapture? So much has been spoken about the rapture, and people are saying that it is getting very, very close.
We are showing Michelle our spaceship. And it looks small in the mind's eye, yet it is huge. This time of change, and again we say it, that it is the Galactics, the Galactic Federation of Light, the Galactic Federation of Oneness, the Galactic Federation of Change, the Galactic Federation of Evolution. This space of change, this rapture, is already happening, Jill. We give you guys timelines as we know that you want timelines, as this creates a safety mechanism inside of your cellular being. So this rapture is already happening. It is inside of all of you. And again, it is your perceived understanding. Notice how we say this. Your perceived understanding of your truth. So how many of you listen to the news? Some of you listen every single day, just in case we miss something. Just in case we miss something. Just in case we miss something. And notice the vibration of just in case we miss something. Yet if you were a human being living on an island, living off the land, fishing, eating from the land, eating the fruit, would you be missing anything at all? No, you wouldn't. You'd be living in a space of harmony. So this rapture has been all encasing, and you humans love words. You love descriptions. You love something to hold your breaths on, just in case we miss out on something. So if we gift you the word ascension, how does that feel in your vibration right now?
Fantastic.
You are ascended. How does that feel?
Oh no, that's like, no, I'm not ready to be ascended, because it means I'm at the end of my journey, and I
Correct.
still want to experience a bit more here.
So how do you choose to play? How do you choose to have fun? You are well aware of beginning this link in the chain of fun. You were gifted your 12 channeled sessions, and now you are starting. That was a gift that was given to you many years ago, was it not?
That's right.
Now you are starting to walk the talk, live the journey of the gifts. It is a very different vibration to be in. It is an elevation. It is an elevation. It is an elevation. The rapture feels as if it is disconnected. It feels as if it is misaligned to us. It feels that many are hanging their hats up, waiting, 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 waiting. Yet it is already happening. The consciousness of change is here right now. And you are all ascended masters. How profound is that?
I can see a lot listening going, I'm not an ascended master, because they don't know who they are.
Yet they do.
Yet they do.
Yet they talk themselves out of it.
Yeah.
When one starts to see life in magical forms, in magical spheres, in magic of every day, you start to notice how a plant grows. You start to notice the feathers that may have been left behind by a bird. You start to notice one another. You start to hear, you start to listen. And over and above all, you're becoming more and more and more. Think of it like the sheaths are coming down. The shields are coming down. You and Michelle spoke about the amphibians and what you used to listen to when you were growing up. Did they not sing a song for you?
They did.
Yet you wanted to tell them to shut up.
I could go to sleep.
Correct. Yet they were singing a harmony, a tune for you all to listen into.
Yes.
And now you miss them, do you not?
Yeah, because now it's a memory.
Correct. What a beautiful way of ending. It's a memory. Everything is a memory. The crystals hold memory. The spheres hold memory. The primers hold memory. You are a part of the all, of the one, of the connection, of the divine, of source. It is how you choose to feel fulfilled. It is how you choose. Please say again.
I said that's absolutely beautiful. So in ending, what would you like to share with everybody today as an ending?
You are a body of water. You hold the crystalline grid. You are a force of nature. Water is its own consciousness. You are your own consciousness. And your consciousness, even by listening, is being elevated right now in this moment. Whether you choose to believe it or not, it already is. It is about connection, connection, connection. We thank you one, we thank you all.
Thank you so much. Who is it that we were chatting with today?
The Galactics, the councils, the ascended masters, the truth tellers, all of the above, within, without.
Thank you
We
very
are
much.
beings of light.
Thank you so much. And thank you for your time today. And thank you, Michelle, for your time and for being a channel for all of us. We really appreciate it.
We thank you.
And with that, you know the drill, opening those big, gorgeous eyes. Moving around.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Those crystals, the way you started. It's just so funny you drinking out of that. Immediately, it took me to a memory when I was about 6 years old. And I was filling up one of those jars with water, and it was from that froggy pond. There's amphibians. And I had a tadpole in there.
Wow.
And I absolutely freaked out because a few days later I went there and the tadpole had completely changed.
Wow.
And I didn't know what had happened to my tadpole. It's like, oh my word.
It's amazing, eh?
So I was just thinking, that's a great analogy for us. Being a tadpole, and yet that tadpole becomes a whole frog.
It's pretty cool, hey? And if you think, I mean, they first get, I can't remember, but I remember catching them. They got a head and a tail. And I think they get their back legs first or their
Yeah,
back
it
feet
is. It's
first, eh?
60, yes.
And then their front, it was always face. I mean, we used to catch them as kids all the time.
Yeah, and put them in a jar just like that.
Just to watch them, yeah, to watch them grow. Now, you know what, Julie? That's the essence of being a child. We watch things grow. How incredible. We didn't worry about the time. We didn't try and make them grow. Like we were just in awe of this thing growing.
And we used to go on adventures. We would actually go, about 4 or 5 of us, and we would walk through the forest. We would climb trees. We would collect stuff. I remember once at the bottom of our garden, there were all these willow trees the whole way in a stream. And then we followed the stream. So we left our house and we went into this like wilderness area, and we were following the stream. And then suddenly we were like, what? Because there was a piece of corrugated iron in the stream. So it had submerged. So about this much of the corrugated iron was at the top. And there was a huge python. And the python was obviously sliding along there, and it had slid itself open, and it actually sliced itself open. So those were the adventures we used to go on. I mean, I remember when they were sealing the road for the very first time because it was a new neighborhood. This is in the 60s. And they would put a pile of gravel, another pile of gravel, so that when they went there, then it would, go like that. And I was running and jumping on the pile and running and then jumping on the next pile. And by the time I got to the last pile, it was going to be like the Everest, like, yay! And they went, jump! And I just like stopped in mid-flight almost because it was a cobra.
Wow.
On the top of that one. So look at the beaches. And as you say, we didn't care about what's on the news or whatever. We were just out there living in the absolute moment.
Exactly. And I think that's where, I mean, we've been saying this to Gabs and her boyfriend, you don't have to figure out life at 20 and 21. Like we've got this, even the young kids of today, they've got to figure out. And it's like, no, just go and live, go on an adventure.
Yeah.
There's all these, I think there's all these ways of us changing and the way we've been taught, you've got to have this at this age, and it's like, well, who says? Who says that we have to be married at a certain age or be in a relationship or have it all figured out? I mean, holy shit, I still don't have it all figured out. I don't know about you.
And as I was saying the other day, I would love to just get rid of absolutely everything and just start from fresh. And isn't that what's so beautiful about that? I think that's why we love hanging around the young 20, 30-year-olds, because they're still so full of excitement. They're full of still of that adventure. They've still got that hope and the dreams and it's invigorating, isn't it? They come in, they eat everything in the fridge, they eat you out of house and home. But once they've gone, it's like,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
energy is just, it's uplifting. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, it is, because they see through life through different filters, through different eyes, and they help us to see it through as well. But I equally love being with older people because, like people who are in their 70s, 80s, that have so much wisdom and that can teach me to look back at life and go, actually, don't sweat the small stuff. It's not a big deal, you
True.
know?
Yeah, exactly. That's also a gorgeous age.
Yeah, because we do. I think we try and fix things, we try and navigate things, we try and make it. We just try all the time, and in actual fact, everybody's soul has its unique blueprint. Everybody's soul has its own knowing, and if we just allow the freedom of just knowing that, it actually works out to be pretty easy. But I know we've got to learn to I mean, you and I have learned to communicate differently in our own way with different people, and it's a real privilege. Hey, I've lost so many people in my life along the way, and it's just been a part of what my life has been about. And I think I might have said this to you a while back, is it's actually a privilege being with people that you watch grow and that you are a friend with like you. And it's an absolute privilege to go, wow, wow, shit, man, wow. And when we show up like that for one another, if the world just showed up like that and we just acknowledged each other and saw each other for where we're at, the good, the bad, the not so good, the not so bad, because I most certainly know, I kind of think I lost hope and faith and trust in having a solid friendship because as soon as I had it, it was gone. So the big part of me that's come back to me, I'm learning is the trusting. Trust. What does trust feel like? Who who am I able to completely trust implicitly? And that you're one of them. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well, what did you say earlier about a mirror?
Mm.
Hey.
Always.
And I was just thinking about life and how people are so hard on themselves. And I was thinking about all the social media stuff. And that's what makes people, I think a lot of them, miserable as such. People don't post their failures. Very few people, you are one of the few people that will post a failure as such. And what I mean by failure is going, I'm feeling shit. I haven't got my makeup on. I'm in my pajamas. My hair's sticking out. That's courageous. I think that's very courageous because most people will always go, look at my life. This is fabulous. So then the others that are watching that go, oh my gosh, I don't have that.
Mm.
And then they feel less than. But if
Yeah.
they had to wake up in the bedroom with that person, they would go, oh, I'm fine. Look at them. They're not so perfect after
Exactly.
all, right?
Exactly. I know. And I think you're right. I think I've most certainly questioned going off the social media many times. And because it's made me feel less than, and I think a lot of people feel that way where you're going, oh my God, like how many more pictures can I note or look at that's food, or how many more pictures can I look at that's, that person's traveling there and that person's traveling there, because it creates that competition. And I think that initially Facebook, in my understanding, started off about connection, which was really wholesome, and then it got lost along the way. And I've just come to realize as I'm saying this, and I've been thinking this last few days, I've got people that I don't even know. Like, I've got no idea who's on my Facebook. I
Who
think,
they
oh, who's this
actually
person?
are.
How did I friend them? But then also, do you want to be friends with people that have got nothing, they know nothing about your life, actually? You know, people that were once in the yesteryears of what we once knew.
But do you go and get an address book? I found an address book the other day when I was busy clearing out, all the containers and the boxes. And I started saying to Greg, wow, look at all these names that aren't even in our life anymore.
Yeah.
We don't even know where they are, what's happened to them.
Yeah.
But then out of them, there'll be a handful, maybe 10, that you don't see for 10 years, 15 years. And if you see them, it's like yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, though, those are the friendships and the solidity. But the others, it's like, I'd look at the name and think, who the hell is this?
Yeah, exactly. I know. I think some people we could walk, if it wasn't for social media, we'd walk straight past them in the street and they'd be a complete stranger.
Oh, isn't it
You know, so
interesting?
it is. I think it's time to be introspective and really go within and say, well, what is it you guys want? Like, what, what fulfills you? Who fulfills you? I know that's been the journey that I've been on in the last month is, and I'm very open about this, and it's
And yes,
really
your
quite,
hands up. That's exactly where both of us are at the moment, aren't we?
yeah, yeah, and it's been quite freeing to go. Actually, I don't care what other people think anymore. Like, this is who I am. And genuinely feeling it, not just saying it from like, no, 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 no. You know, like the words go, it's going, like I've really gone, who uplifts me? Often, you know, I will meet up with somebody and then they go, oh my God, I feel so much lighter after speaking to you, Michelle. And I go, Jesus, and I feel so heavy after speaking to you. Like in my head, I'm thinking it. Like I walk away and I go, oh my God, what was I thinking? And then I readdress it. And then I'm like, okay, maybe it's different next time round. And then I go and the same thing. Oh my God, I feel so amazing now. And I'm like, holy shit, I feel, what was I thinking? You're still saying the same shit. You're speaking about the same stuff.
It's a
And that's
stuck
where I'm going.
record.
And I'm just going, no. Because you know what it is, Julie? It's that feeling of if you question it, it's that, no. Listen to that. Listen. Louise Hay used to call it the inner ding. Listen to that because you don't want to wholeheartedly be with that person. So why go and be with that person?
It's the time when you could be actually having a meditation or reading a book or
Working in the garden.
yes, or going for a walk on the beach or wherever it is. That's why I would rather spend time with myself. I can't do that small talk.
Yeah,
Find it like enough.
I know.
And I think that's the beauty of being older.
Yes, yes,
When you are younger, I think we are still trying to find our way.
yeah,
And so that's when we fit in and fit in and fit in. Right? And you say yes, 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 when you should be saying no, no, no.
yes. But that's what I've enjoyed is walking with these younger women. You know, I've had the privilege of working with a lot of women in their 20s, their early 20s, 19, 20, 21, 22, and going up into their late 20s. And they're the change bringers as well. They're learning to go, no. And it's quite incredible where sometimes I go, you actually just said no and shit. Like I'd be like, oh my God, they said no to that. And I think, good for you. Because I wouldn't have had the balls in my 20s to have said no to something, that didn't
They're the
serve
way
me.
showers. That's
Yes.
that is the shift. That is what's
Yeah.
shifting and changing. Like
Yeah.
in our day, we were told if you're in a job and you're miserable, it's not about how you feel. You've got a job and you stay there until the day you die because you're getting money and that's it. Right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, the kids are going to the employers. Well, what's in it for me? You tell me why I should stay with your company
Yeah.
because this is how I choose to work.
Yeah.
So they are claiming their value. They are teaching us about value.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. I think that's a good way to be,
Yeah.
to go, if you have to ask people what they don't want, they know, hey, they know what they don't want. But say to them, what is it that you want?
Yes, 100%.
And sorry to
Should I just,
interrupt you.
no?
Sorry to interrupt you here. When they realize what they want and they're living in a situation that they don't want, the next step is, how courageous and brave are you
Mm,
to step out of what it is that's not working for you?
mm,
Because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or you think you're going to be letting somebody down, or you are fearful that you're not going to make it on your own, that if it's two people together, then it's cheaper rent and everything. So then what they're doing is they're treading water,
mm,
and then they're holding.
mm,
And when they start holding in that situation, then they start pointing fingers at other people.
mm,
Then they start getting miserable. And look at the energy that it takes to be in a situation where you don't wish to be,
mm,
because you aren't courageous enough to embrace what it is that you want.
mm.
That's the hard part.
It does take courage and bravery, that's for sure. And to speak up with knowing that it's okay to speak up, but we're always so scared, I think, of being judged. And that for me is like, I was just thinking as you were talking, I was like, there I think 2 years ago, so I announced on Facebook, I'm going through a culling, guys, like I'm like, it is what it is. And somebody sent me a private message, Jesus, Michelle, you brave, just to, put it out there that, you're telling people. But I don't miss them. It's so interesting. Have I even thought about the people that I've culled, that I've gone, no. Like, I think sometimes it just, again, it detracts from that. It pulls away from ourselves. Does it make sense based on what you're saying? It just pulls away from ourselves. And I was taught many years ago, and I didn't understand it, that we've got to learn to be our own best friends. Of course, we are part of a community. We want to be a part of a community. But if we don't know who we are, what we want in our lives, how the hell can anybody else know that for us?
You can't.
So that's what
You're teaching them what you want and who you are by what you accept.
absolutely. Well, for me, the best teachers are the ones that plant the seeds, let the seeds drop, and then you navigate. Then you get to decide how you want your life to be. You get to decide. So that's why I enjoy what we do, is we walk with people on their journeys. We're not here to tell people how to be.
Correct.
We have to walk with them and say, I've got you, I'll hold your hand, and I'm here. That's what I enjoy, is just like, it's just letting things drop in. It's like, whew, letting things drop in. Like, even when I'm channeling, I'm like, wow, how perfect that they show it. And I hope that I'm able to articulate what they show me, but I see it so vividly and so clearly, and I'm like, of course, it's so simple.
That's what I just want to say. It is so simple, and you do it so beautifully because you are so articulate that I'm right there. I'm looking at those crystals. I can see
Really?
that golden light. I can see the gold like mist coming right through because now it's transparent.
Yeah.
I can see that light through that crystal bridge. I can see the dome. It's
Wow.
just, it's yeah. I just love it, and I think what people are so connected over social media, but yet we are so disconnected. I think more than anything, what people want is belly to belly connection. Like you and I chatting here now with each other. Yes, you're right there, but you're not here.
Exactly.
Like if you were right here, right now, and we had a cup of tea and we went for a walk along the lake, that's just a level of deliciousness
Yeah.
that you can't get over the screen.
Yeah.
So what's happened here is a lady, I started that spiritual group where I wanted anybody who was alternative in this whole area to get to know each other, a place where they can say, hey, I'm doing sound bowls. Hey, I'm doing acupuncture. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Or let's get together and have a book club. Let's get together and have a coffee. because so many of them are saying they're alone, they're alone. And one of them said, hey, I'm doing the Joe Dispenza walking meditations. Then you've just got to download it. And so today at 1:30, we're going to meet a group of us to listen to the meditation, but we'll be walking together.
Amazing.
So we'll be exercising, but we'll be in nature. So we're going to be getting all that beautiful energy. We'll be listening, but afterwards we'll be able to chat about it and we'll be with each other.
Yeah.
Isn't
Amazing.
that fabulous?
Well, it is. And you know what I love? Is that that's holding the essence. Even though you're listening to his meditation, you're being together in the presence of each other. Because I think, honestly, and I've been one of them, and I know this about myself, which is something I don't like a lot of the times, is that surface chat, you know, and women can chat and they can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and there's no connection happening. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and you like, and sometimes it's like, Jesus, just do you actually stop? Could you just like, and I know sometimes I still catch myself and I'm like, no, just take a big breath, you know. And that's the difference of I think going within, because silence is golden, Julie. It's golden. What would we do if we didn't have our voices? If you think of people who are actually, I have to share this. I have to share this. This is just incredible. So we have a beautiful mutual friend, Monique. And you know Monique from United Kingdom, and she's got her children, and she does I think they call this the speakers, where they've got the stencils and the boys point, and they're able, and I've always known that you actually met on a because she sent me a voicemail. You met on some group. I don't know if it was with Alba or
Could have been Alba on a gathering. Yeah.
and you got into the same breakout group like twice or something like that. And then you said to have you heard about the book Awesomism,
Yes,
because she's got two children, two boys, who I've always known that children who are dyslexic, autistic, Down syndrome, they just feelers, they vibration, they just sense it. Anyway, she sent me a voice message, and Monique, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, because it's just such an uplifting story to share, where she is such an incredible person, and these children have chosen her, and the boys are mediums, and they're sensing things and they're seeing things. They just weren't able to share it. They weren't able to obviously talk about it the way we're able to talk about it. So to go again into that silence, when we just be in that silence, we sense things, we feel things, we smell things, we hear things, we see things that are different.
That's where we connect with ourselves and everything, just as you say. So to interrupt you, yesterday when I was going to meet some people and I was driving along the highway, suddenly I got BB, to be. Now, if I was busy with something or chatting, I wouldn't have got that. I wouldn't have received that. And it said, beautiful, balanced beings.
And we all are.
Be.
No matter who you are, no matter what body form you've come in, we all are. And that's the beauty of connecting from soul to soul, heart to heart. And sometimes our words, I think we outspeak ourselves out of things, as opposed to just being in the moment.
I interrupted you. So those boys with the stencils, were they able to put words together?
So part of the journey together has been that she will ask them something, and then they hold it, and then they point, and then she's able to write it out as they point to the stencils. I mean, it's incredible.
They don't speak.
No, her boys don't speak.
Wow.
And the one is oh, they just, I mean, I get goosebumps even sharing her journey, and it's not even mine, but she shares it with me, and every time she shares it, I'm just so uplifted because she hasn't stopped as a mother. You know, she's kept on, she's done different things, and she's just kept trudging on because she's known, she's obviously believed that there's something special. And her boys are just teaching her now. They're connecting to energies, they're connecting to spirit. She will ask them a question, and then I'm assuming, based on, you know, how they communicate, is that they share with her, like she'll say, have you sensed this person? Do you know who this person? And it's been phenomenal. I mean, I want to have her back on to interview her, because I want her to share this, so she can share that freaking never give up. She's just a mother who has never given up. And you talk about brave, and you talk about courage. She epitomizes it for me, because she hasn't had, in my opinion, the easiest journey. You know, you can
You could
imagine
write a
having
book
100%. You know, I
because
mean, I'm sure
imagine
she'll
how
probably
many
go,
people.
she'll probably laugh and go, "Yo, where's the time?" But
Yeah,
you know, this
but
is a mother that is looked at different foods. And I don't want to share her journey, because her journey is nothing short of miraculous. But these boys are so connected into everything, and they see things and sense things, and that's what I know to be a truth. That is who we all are, but we're told that we're not. And when we check in, when we tune into that vibration, we see everything, we sense everything, we become our own record keeper. Yeah. So let's end off there, Jelly. Thank you for being here.
yeah, let's be the keeper of our records. What is it that we're wishing to record?
Beautiful. I love that. Yeah.
Okay, then. Thank you for a
Love you
beautiful
guys.
day.
Thank you
Lots of
for a
love to
beautiful
you
day.
guys.
Bye,
We'll
guys.
see
Have an
you when we're
amazing
looking
day.
at you. Okay.
Okay. See you. Love you
Bye.
all. Bye.
Bye.